Hello, how you doing? Danny DeHeck's my name. I'm an investigative journalist. I go after large Ponzi schemes and scams and expose people. I name and shame individuals. Doing this for about 5 years, have been featured in the New York Times with a 2-page spread about my quest to name and shame individuals who are running or promoting Ponzi schemes and scams. And I normally say it was in a 10-month investigation along with Bloomberg. But today, for some reason, the Bloomberg video that I was in with Shavis Anwar, Shadinky, whatever his name is, and also Sam Lee, has been set to private. So I don't know what's going on there. We have made some inquiries to the journalist, but we'll keep you updated with the happenings on that. We've got our own investigators, which I call the, what do we call these people? The Avengers. So lots happening at the moment. Now, I'm going to be tied up, not physically, don't worry, for the next 5 days, and you're not going to see me much. Now, normally I stream maybe 2 or 3 times a day, and I haven't done any streaming of late. There's many reasons for that, lots of exciting things happening, and I can't tell you too much, and if I did, I'd have to kill you. So let me tell you some things that I can tell you. Hopefully this works perfectly. It did. G'day to those people in the chat room already. You're keen. I'll just tidy up. Now, we may have some people, we may have Rob joining us, hopefully in a few minutes, maybe. I don't know if he's all get up. He's got himself back into a studio. He's got himself all his gear again. He's got some lighting, so he may pop in and say hello. Now, if you do want to join me and you have some interesting stuff, it is actually an open broadcast today. You can go to my website, which is deheck.com. You can click on the Contact Us button and you can go into the studio. When you go into the studio, you'll see a box like this, and you can actually come in there and see me. So there I am on my green screen, and you're more than welcome to do that if so. The other thing I haven't done is, which I may do off screen actually, I'll just open up a new window. I haven't got my actual wee chat room open for the live I'm doing at the moment, which makes it a bit easier for me to chat to people. So I'm going to double up here. I'll just open this up twice. And I'll just open up a new window. I can hear myself pop up the chat. Actual wee chat room open for my... Well, there you go. That's professional, isn't it? So there we go. So now I've got a wee chat room off to the side where I can chat to people on my YouTube channel. So currently we're broadcasting on 6 different platforms. I want to show you some activity though. So first of all, if you go to my website and you go to deheck.com, which I think I was already at. I'll show you that one in a minute. That was exciting. You can see that I've actually added a button in the middle here called Goliath Ventures. And when you click on Goliath Ventures, we've got an active live document here that's updated by myself and my Avengers in real time. So whenever we get the latest on Goliath Ventures, you'll find it here in this article. And we've gone through and found ourselves with every bit of information that's relevant. My liquidity partners, and we've got some new information that I will give you a heads up on. But if you haven't been following Goliath Ventures, basically, we've literally got 5 government agencies that are actively investigating him right now, which is really, really exciting. And for those people who are YouTubers or investigators like me, you know that it's often a one-way street when providing information to these government departments. So we've been quite clever in the way that we communicate with these guys, and they have been awesome. So we've got lots of amazing intel. Now, one of the meetings that I did have with probably the biggest organization, I can't tell you, in a Microsoft team investigation, they said that they actually watched our videos. Now, there's 11 videos out there about Goliath Ventures, and they said that they are amazed on how much information that we have provided about Christopher Diego and all his accomplices to date. And I'm going to take that as a feather in the cap, which is really, really excited. So let's just have a wee look and see what we've got here.
Goliath Ventures Incorporated, operated by Christopher Chris Delgado, aka Lord Delgado in Orlando, Florida, is a cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme estimated to have collected $500 million in investor funds.
Yeah, so this has been my baby and the Adventures baby for a while, but we're guesstimating at least 300 to 500,000 million. This is the scam.
The operation promised guaranteed monthly returns of 4 or 8% through cryptocurrency liquidity pools, while providing no verifiable evidence of legitimate business.
Yeah, so I don't know if I need to show you, but this is actually, I'll just show you. If you're wondering whether your friend has invested, you need to remember the next three letters, CRM, crm.goliathventures.inc. And you can come in here and you can basically put in somebody's email address like this, Christopher, and then you put Goliath Ventures, and you can put anybody's email address in here, and you press continue, and it will come up and it will actually send them a text so they can log into their portal. Now, why is that important? Well, that's because if you go to their website today, you can see that they've actually removed the login page from their screen. Other things which are interesting, our team, well, they've been removing people, and they've been scrubbing out people's names who have had enough and are finally giving up the ghost. They're still throwing Matt Burt under the bus and also our dear friend Alex under the bus. And we have done deep research on every single person on here. So Tomo, for example, well, he's just posted this on today's Instagram account. So here he is rubbing shoulders with the big people, which may sort of, see, great meeting Eric Trump today. So there he is. So they're all trying to smooze with people like that. Now, if I showed you his last week's photos, you would see that he was actually rubbing shoulders with, I've forgotten his name. What do they call it? I'm going to find it. We're going to find a name. I'll see if I can find it. Andrew Tate. You heard of the Tate brothers? Well, don't you think this is kind of ironic? So let's just have a wee look at this. Right. So this is a video that was released. It has funny this. I'm wondering if they're paying for their traffic. This video has had 1.2 million views, happened in 3 days, but since then it hasn't had any more views. But this is a video of Andrew Tate, and this is what they call the war room, and this is a sort of like a club that you can join. And we suspect that these boys here have paid. Did you see that? So have a look at this. We go back here. So here's Tomo here, and he's joined this exclusive war room where everyone in here has had their faces blurred out. Well, you can see the war room. So it's like a secret club where all these guys have their faces blurred out. So I assume that, and then if you come along here enough and you go to number 17, you can actually see there's Christopher Diego in the room sitting next to his boy in there. And if you go through this video, you will never see Christopher mentioned. So 1 week, we've got Tomo in a secret club, the war room, with people who if you had a look at this, this is absolutely, it's quite sort of scary to see the people that are associated. So we've researched a lot of the people in here. They even have like their own security. It just doesn't look legal. That's all I'm saying. And that's my opinion. So here we are. We've got him in here. Next minute, we've got a photo here with Eric Trump with the same guy, 1 week apart. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I think you can read between the lines. A bit weird. Anyway, so that's quite cool. Oh, hello, Queen of Karma. Lovely to see you here. So my sounds a bit weird today. Hopefully I'm coming across quite weird. I don't know if it's because I've got these new earphones. Pixel, my dog, decided to eat the earphones, and I had to buy new ones, but they still getting used to them. So if we went to my database, so what I do is I have a database on everybody, and if you went to Goliath Ventures, we have 16 new people to add, and that will bring the total up to 114 people. So these are all individuals that we've seen are linked, which we're calling persons of interest. So it's quite amazing how it all grows. So as I said, we'll go back to the blog. And so here's Tomo. One day I can't get over this. So here's Tomo, the Director of Partner Services one of the biggest Ponzi schemes and scams, being investigated by 5 government agencies at the moment. And then here he is, today's, Instagram timeline. Here he is promoting the fact that he's met Eric Trump. Oh dear. Right. So I'm just going back to my blog, which is here. And so these are some of the government agencies.
Federal investigations by Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, the U.S. Secret Service, the Federal Bureau of Investigation FBI, the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC, and the Internal Revenue Service IRS, are currently underway.
Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we've named, but there's actually 6 government agencies. That's amazing. Anyway, I'm going to read this blog because this blog gives you a sort of an update on what's happening, and I get messages all day long from people saying, oh, can you tell us what's happening? And I go, well, I can, but I have to shoot you. But anyway, all I can tell you, this is the most exciting investigation they've ever done. And basically, this is our press release for people who are asking us for information. We tell them to keep an eye on the tag in my website, which basically explains everything
New Zealand-based investigative journalist Danny D. Heck has played a pivotal role in exposing the Goliath Ventures fraud. Danny D. Heck was the first to raise alarm about this fraud and has gone about exposing a range of related criminal activity in Orlando connected to Goliath Ventures. Danny D. Heck was sued by Goliath Ventures. Danny D. Heck has been providing information to HSI.
Yeah, so that's Homeland Security. Liquidity pool. So have you ever wondered how you can return 4 to 8% per month? Now, people, you don't realize what that means. Sorry, I have to tell the we've got lawnmower guy on the way here. I'm just going to have to read this. So if you're wondering how you get 4 to 8% per month, then this is it. Now, I'm just going to go and remove a gate because the guys come to mow our lawns, and I'm just going to hopefully be back before this finishes. So if not, we'll need people in the chat room to keep entertained.
Liquidity pools, insured investor funds, and other lies. Goliath Ventures claims to generate yield for investors by investing cryptocurrencies into liquidity pools on decentralized exchanges like Uniswap and PancakeSwap. Goliath Ventures promises 4-8% monthly returns with guaranteed principal protection. This is mathematically impossible. Real DeFi liquidity pool returns average a fraction of the returns offered by Goliath Ventures, with significant risk and impermanent loss. No legitimate investment can guarantee 48-96% annual returns with zero risk as Goliath Ventures is offering. Goliath Ventures contracts simultaneously claim they are not an investment product while promising fixed returns, guaranteeing principal, describing profits and dividends, and requiring minimum investments. Under the Howey test, this clearly qualifies as an unregistered security, so Goliath Ventures is clearly breaking US law.
Yeah, so I missed some of that, but I get the idea that to claim that you can get 4 to 8% return, now $100,000 minimum investment, you put that in with Goliath, and if you don't take out your money within a year, actually 3%, I don't know if this is 4% or 3%, but what they'll claim is they're going to give you $60,000 return on your $100,000 within 1 year. You just need to leave it on the platform. So that's what they were claiming. But not only that, they were claiming that if you go to their website and you go to their homepage, which they keep editing, I think they're trying to scrub stuff. But if you go down here, what we do, they do Bitcoin mining, liquidity pools, and blockchain technology. So out of that, those 3 things, they generate 4 to 8% return for you. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, it's guaranteed. They have found a mystery insurer that will guarantee your investment. Total peace of mind. This is why this scam really stood out to me, because it's just stupid. All right, and now we're going to here. Let's carry on.
Goliath Ventures also made the unbelievable claim. There's video of Lord Delgado on stage bragging about this, of how investor funds in Goliath Ventures are insured and protected by Fidelity Insurance. The insurance policy claims to protect investor funds from errors, hacks, and many other risks. But these are all lies and violations of US law.
Yeah, so do you remember this is a private equity investment firm, and Christopher, the other day I was watching a video because we're still researching him, claimed that he had 2 companies publicly listed. No proof of that. He did not have 2 companies publicly listed, but from that public listing, the funds he received, he invested in his own company, Goliath Ventures. And then he started sharing this opportunity with his friends and his family. And that's how it grew. And now everyone in Orlando is investing in Christopher because he's the man. He's the talk of the town. Actually, that's a lie. I'm the talk of the town. So yes, a great violation. So handling money, are you allowed to handle millions of dollars when you're not registered for it? I'll let you figure that out for yourself.
Obvious Ponzi scheme. Guaranteed returns regardless of market conditions, principal guarantees, recruitment incentives with MLM-style recruiter payouts. Recruiters are paid 1% of deposits brought in or given higher interest on their own deposits. Increasing withdrawal delays, 90, 180-day clauses, manufactured legitimacy through fake independent audits, lifestyle marketing with Rolls-Royces, Lambos, yachts, pretty women and private jets, and complete lack of verifiable on-chain proof despite claiming blockchain operations all point to Goliath Ventures being an obvious Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to play a video because I thought this actually, this might be, so have a look at this. So this was a video of the glitz and the glamour of, I'm going to turn the sound down, but I don't think you need the sound. But this is, we got told that there was one car that Chris didn't have detailed by one of the car people that pimp out people. Yes, she's got sort of clothes on, but this is the lifestyle of Chris. So this is his car, and it's, I don't know who these people are, but if you can see this here, he's got his car, what looks like gold plated, his Lamborghini gold plated. So this is what he's flaunting, and this is, I was amazed when I saw it. And look at this. What's that got to do with investments? You tell me. Look, that's, I don't know if that seems to you like that's exploiting women. I don't even know if I'm allowed to look at that. But what are we selling here? Investments? So that's Chris's car being opened by this lady who's a really good investor. So these are the sort of people that have invested in Christopher, the people who believe that that this is a good solid investment. So this is the sort of people that he's managed to sort of get involved in, schmooze with, and get investors' money. It's just absolutely breathtaking. And this is these are videos that are on his Instagram account. So right now, Chris is probably trying to delete his Instagram account. I'm just saying. But let's carry on, because anyone that handles large amounts of money.
Early investors received fast withdrawals when the scheme was growing. Recent reports state that investors are being told they can only withdraw in chunks of $25,000 when no such limit existed in the past. This is the final stage of a Ponzi collapse.
Yeah, so we've heard rumours, and we can't verify some of the facts, but we haven't had investors tell us they have invested, but they are limited to $25,000 worth of money withdrawal per day. Now, we haven't known there are investors that have invested like $15 million. I don't know how long $25,000 a day is going to take, if that is the case. And also the other thing, we have heard that some people are only allowed to withdraw their initial investment and not the funds. So a lot of people are saying they've left their investments in and taken out their seed money, as they often call it in this game. That's what Ponzi scheme is. But hey, that wasn't what was on the original contract, which we have multiple official contracts.
What is a Ponzi scheme? A Ponzi scheme is a type of investment fraud where existing investors are paid with money from new investors rather than from legitimate business profits. Named after Charles Ponzi in the 1920s, these schemes create the illusion of legitimate returns, while actually operating as a financial house of cards. Ironically, Charles Ponzi worked in a restaurant and was fired for theft, similar to how Chris Delgado was fired from In-N-Out Burger for theft. This was before he started his large Ponzi fraud.
Yeah, so this is why we've set up this whole page. This whole page here has, at the bottom here, it has all the blogs that we've done. So in here, it talks about one of the last ones that we did. Here he is. There's Christopher working at In-N-Out Burger, getting fired for stealing. And we've also got him on a video stating that is the case. So what is a Ponzi scheme? So isn't that funny that Mr. Charles Ponzi was fired from a restaurant as well? Kind of ironic. Was he fired from a restaurant? Charles worked at a restaurant and was fired for theft. Oh, the same. How about that? Let's go through some of this.
Warning signs of a Ponzi scheme. Guaranteed high returns with no risk, consistent returns regardless of market conditions, pressure to reinvest or compound rather than withdraw funds, secretive or overly complex strategies that can't be explained clearly, and registered investments, and unlicensed sellers' account statements not from recognized financial institutions, heavy emphasis on recruiting new investors, difficulty receiving payments or unexplained delays, marketing materials that prominently feature insured and bonded claims while failing to disclose coverage percentages, constitute material misrepresentation under Section 17 of the Securities Act and Rule 10b-5 of the Exchange Act. These provisions prohibit any device, scheme, or artifice to defraud and the making of untrue statements of material facts or omissions necessary to make statements not misleading.
Yeah, so I think that naps it in the butt quite well, doesn't it? We've got 8 warning signs, and I think we tick every box. So if you're sitting here, and also at the moment, we're currently looking for investors who want to actually tell their story. We want to hear from you. So if you think hiding and keeping the principal is a good idea, look, we can help you. We can protect you. And in the background right now, somebody's decided to mow my lawns. So it's like, great. But anyway, I can put up with that. Okay, so let's have a listen to this.
The admission that insurance claims serve as a deal closer suggests intentional use of misleading information to induce investment decisions, which forms the basis for securities fraud charges.
Yeah, so everything that these guys have said, now I've said way at the very start of busting this scam, is that their own swords are their documents. And we've got their documents there, what do they call it? Their contracts are in our very first blog. And I said at the very start of the video, I actually did, that this is the easiest Ponzi scheme and scams I've ever investigated. And there was a reason for that, because they gave me their own swords. So they've fallen on their own swords. And that's what's really exciting about this. And this document that we're reading right here is actually months of research. Well, yeah, literally months. I can't say years, but it's over 12 months worth of research. And some of the opportunities or scams that we're about to mention actually have a history going right back. The people who are scamming you have a histories going right back to one of them we know we just put out on our LinkedIn page, which I'll show you in a few minutes. Actually, I'm going to show you that, because if you aren't connected to me on LinkedIn, I really recommend that you find me on LinkedIn. And I'm going to read a couple of posts which are getting some traction. Now, if you don't know my LinkedIn profile, I currently have over 12,000 followers on LinkedIn. I have what I call a big LinkedIn following. My content over the last 3 or 4 months has had over 1 million views. So if you haven't been following me on LinkedIn, we do drop snippets of interesting information. So this one was done just a day ago.
It took 1 month for the biggest crypto scam to implode, and for people to get arrested. November 2nd, 2022. The first internal accounts from FTX leaked. Whispers began spreading that it was a house of cards. By November 11th, the truth was undeniable. FTX was built on lies, a complete fraud. For an entire month afterward, something surreal happened. The mastermind behind it all kept smiling pile of poo, posting on social media, tweet after tweet, lie after lie, as if nothing had happened, as if federal agents weren't closing in. December 12th, 2022. The arrests finally came. Today, SBF, founder of FTX, sits in a cell, 25 years stretching ahead of him. Right now, in Orlando, something similar is happening.
Yeah, so that's what we've put out here, and you can actually read the facts and the receipts. So that post there, 1,300 people have viewed that so far. You'll see that we often post other scams that we're actually busting, but that was just the warmer-upper. Look at that photo. Oh, I love it. I love it. So let's read the next post that went out just yesterday as well.
Chris knows the end is near. It's like Tony Montana in Scarface last scene. If Tony Montana was a punk who was fired from In-N-Out Burger for stealing and ran one Ponzi scheme after another, while you all are busy with the big scam charity gala dinner, the real action is happening in Dodge offices, with people going in and cooperating, and hints can be seen on Goliath's own website. Names are going missing from the R-Team page on Goliath. #scam, #Orlando, #Florida, #Ponzi scheme.
Right. So as I said, you can come here, you go to the About Us page. Mr. Holiday's disappeared. There was somebody in the middle there. We did a bit of research on Mr. Holiday, which I thought was quite funny. I might be able to bring it up, actually. Where's Mr. Holiday in here? There it is. So Mr. Holiday, he's obviously, this is a hard case, but theoretically, this guy sued Royal, is it Royal Caribbean?
Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, Royal Caribbean, because he was on one of their fun rides and he fell and he got $10 million. And all of a sudden, he's now a big-time investor and also a promoter of, what do they call that thing? Goliath Ventures. But not to take anything away from his news story, but have a listen to this.
At sea, a young man on a cruise from Miami to the Bahamas was using a new bungee trampoline when the cord snaps. Here's ABC's Victor Akendo.
Woo!
1 minute, Casey Holiday is flipping high above Royal Caribbean's Mariner of the Seas. The next,
boom,
he's plummeting 20 feet.
Are you okay?
Bungee cords on the popular Skypad trampoline attraction apparently snapping, one then the other.
All of a sudden, I'm on the ground, not sure if I can walk ever again.
Step back.
The cruise cut short. Holiday seen here on a stretcher before being taken to the hospital.
My shoulder got dislocated, bruised a couple ribs, and then my pubis inside of my pelvis shattered.
1 month later, Holiday still struggling to get around, now filing suit, claiming the cruise line failed to inspect and maintain.
Yeah, so after we found that, we actually found the lawyer that that took on the case, and allegedly, I think he might have got $10 million from that. So all of a sudden, he's got this other company called Marketing, which we're still investigating this, but we think he's lost his nerve and now asked to be removed or told to removed from being the director of partner services on Goliath Venture. So that's some news, breaking news that you may have not known, but that was quite interesting. Little need to say. There's Tomo again. There he is. Hello, Eric Trump. Look at this. You're with Tomo. He was with what do they call that guy? Andrew Tate last week, and now he's with Donald Trump's son. Interesting. Oh, anyway, can't get much better than that. Where were we? Right, there was one of your favourites, was he? Where did he go, and why doesn't he want to talk to us? Now, if you are listening to this, Mr. Holiday, and you're sitting there and you're still in your wheelchair trying to recover from your fall, please feel free that you can reach out to the Avengers and tell us your story. We'd love to hear directly from inside people, which is a bit of a hard case, just saying. Oh, there's Christopher on a cruise ship again, and there's Tomo. Oh, look, you have to look at this video, guys. Look at this. So this is the war room, and here they are all learning about business with the Brotherhood group, the code. Look at this. There's Tomo. So let's go back and see a Tomo. Tomo's telling people how wonderful he is. Now, Tomo, we have a lot of information about Tomo and how he started his companies, and we do believe that he may be doing some laundry work for some of the cash flow that seems to be coming in. But it's interesting here because if you look at this here, you can't see Christopher in here. So whoever edited Christopher out of the videos didn't do a very good job. There they are, and there they are on the boats. Brotherhood. Let's see what deals that we can do. And everyone's clapping and cheering. It's like a Tony Roberts event, really. So we've had that. Those cigars are, look at this, dinners, just gets better and better. And then they all get dressed up. They get off the cruise ship, or they don't get off that way, but they pick them up later on, so don't worry about that. They didn't get too wet. And there's the girls. They've got lots of these pretty girls hanging around here. Let's go. And there they are on the jet skis. Here we go. And we do believe, I believe that the guy that was just, that guy who just went in with the blue shorts, I think that was Christopher, but you couldn't see his face because it was hidden. But now look at this. They'll go around and around on the jet ski. Oh, there's that. I think that's Christopher, but you can't see it's him because they're hiding who Christopher's on here. Because when the SEC start arresting Tomo and Chris, all these guys won't want anything to do with them, I reckon. Here they are, all out for dinner. There he is. There's Tomo. As I said, 1 week he's here, and the next week he's here. You can't get any better than this, guys. This is awesome. So what's this Brotherhood group? And I don't know if you notice, but there's people that are coming in with their faces blurred out. Wonder why they don't want people to know who they are. Let's see if I can find one of those for you. I'll pause it at the right time. He doesn't worry about his face being blurred. He doesn't worry about his face being blurred. They don't worry about their face being blurred. That was the I think I didn't realize that before, but that there is another. That there it is. That's Christopher's back of his head. Anyone would know that. Any guy that dyes his hair blonde. Who's he with, though? Well, we know who he's with, don't we? We've got his girlfriend. We've got photos of her. Should we have a wee look for her? Let's go back to persons of interest, Goliath Ventures, and let's see who he's with. I've got a photo. There she is. And have I got an image? Oh, did I not? Oh, no, I've got the image there. So that's the girl that he's with. And she used to work at one of these luxury, exclusive places where you have to pay like $25,000 a year to have a membership. And she was the lady on the door. It looks like her top's a little bit too small for her, just saying. But anyway, so if we go back to our video, I assume that girl there, if we go frame by frame, there she is, same long hair. She looks very nice. Have heard that Chris has got about 8 girlfriends and he's always getting them in for surgery. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, just saying it does. And if I'm not an expert on breasts, even though I've seen a few in my time, but that there don't look real. I'm just saying, just carrying that conversation down. I will stop talking. So let's carry on. They're all walking in here. There's Christopher. And here they come out again. Photos as they come out. They must be feeling so good about themselves. Now, this is interesting because I think that guy, the blurry here, is Christopher. So there's another snapshot of Chris, and because that's definitely Tomo. You can tell him he's got a very small head, hasn't he? So that's always exciting. Oh, look at this. Exclusive stuff. And if we come back to about here, oh, see that? There was a blurred person out there. They don't want that person's blurry head in the photo. Who is that? Who's the blurry person? Do you know? Oh, there's Tomo, but there's no Christopher. No Christopher. Yeah. So, yeah, so a bit of a laugh, really. Oh, nice. So I'm actually calling this video paid advertising. Oh, I don't know. I'm just guessing this. But this video has been on since the 27th of September. When I first saw this video, it had 1.2 million views. So are you telling me that within the first 3 days, it got 1.2 million views, and then after that, no one watched it anymore? That's what they are telling us. So these views, I believe, are paid for. They launch a video like this, they pay for the views because there's no other reason in my YouTube career why a video would get 1.2 million views within the first 3 days and then screech to a halt for the next 10 days. Anyone else want to verify that for me? Now, if you want to have a look at that video for yourself and follow the Tate brothers. Now, remember, I'm highlighting the fact that Andrew Tate put this video here of Tomo, and now we've got a nice photo of Tomo with the president's son. So what's the connection there? And why are they trying to get credibility? Now, there is another thing here I want to show you. So when you go to my Goliath Ventures page, if you come down and come down to the blog at the bottom here, you can actually see that this ain't the first rodeo for the boys getting photos. They love photos. So if you come down here, here's Christopher shaking hands with the director of the FBI. So maybe that was a ploy to get Chris into handcuffs. And they got, next time they shake his hands, they're going to put handcuffs on him. But that's what these guys do. Now, we're not saying that Christopher, the FBI guy, is involved in here. This is basically, if you knew the background of the story, Chris is actually there for Fentanyl Day. Now, we heard rumors that he paid $250,000 to get to be in the White House for Fentanyl Day. He stood up at the dinner and made an ass of himself, claiming that he was going to give $2 million away to, I think it's the charity behind the Fentanyl Day, which I think is ran by Jackie Segal. All right. And then on their LinkedIn profile, and this is why we've been going hard after them on their LinkedIn profile, he is sending out advertising to insinuate that they were there for Crypto Day. Yes, because he is so wound up in crypto. He's a genius, even though he's been associated with other companies that have been running Ponzi schemes, that he was insinuating that they were there for Crypto Day. But he wasn't. because we've got photos of him there in Fentanyl Day, and we know he hasn't been allowed there twice. So this is the sort of deception that he's doing. So we've got lots of other videos and photos of other people that have been promoting it. We had to blur out some people because they weren't old enough. Some people were too old and they should know better. But there's so much information. We've got a catalogue of information about Goliath Ventures, which we're really proud of. So let's go back to here and let's carry on reading where I'm up to. I might have to, yeah, I think that's, I'll just make sure I've got that. Oh, no, I've stuffed up now. Oh, 1 minute, please, caller. We'll go back to here. And we're up to, did that, oh, it did highlight it. Right, so what have we got? Liquidity partner. So if you aren't following it, I might have to read this again. So this paragraph here basically explains the background.
Goliath appears to be a rebranded continuation of another crypto Ponzi scheme that blew up, costing investors tens of millions of dollars. My Liquidity Partner, MLP, a 2021 to 2022 Ponzi scheme run by Verlin Sanchienko, a Filipino realtor from California, that collapsed after defrauding victims of tens of millions. Sanchienko was convicted of wire fraud and fled to Dubai before imprisonment. Verlin Sanchienko is currently believed to be living as a fugitive in the UAE. It is conceivable that Verlin Sanchienko may be pulling the strings of Goliath Ventures.
So is this your threat? So somebody's come into the chat room and they've posted this. How do you think this makes me feel? And is this the best you can do? So this is a threat that somebody's doing right now in my YouTube channel.
Hi Danny, we're getting closer and closer to meeting each other. I love the climate in New Zealand and hunting down slanderers and scammers like you.
So you're going to come to New Zealand and come after me because I go after people that are running Ponzi schemes and scams. And is that a threat? Now, if we went and had a look at this person, so this person here that's threatened me, let's see how soon. So they've decided to join LinkedIn on the October the 6th, 2025, all right? And it doesn't have any content. And this person, which is the person, you're just mental, mate. I mean, you're a coward for a start. You are a coward. And pop in and see us. We would love to visit you. So you're an idiot. So that is just crazy. So that's the type of mentality I get from people. Now, Christopher, if you don't know what happens when you go after scammers, not that I care about the content that I've lost lately, but they have managed to do enough reports about my Instagram account that I lost that. So I already lost my Facebook account months ago. Instagram's gone, TikTok's gone, my Reddit's gone, but you can't take down my website. And silly little lawsuits and claims of lawsuits, which I haven't seen any evidence of, that I've heard that people are saying I'm going to get, then this is my website that's protected by Google. And you are just, you're nuts. And if we block you and you go set up another free account, and it took you about 10 minutes to do so, and now I'm giving you airtime. This is absolutely crazy. So I don't know if I read that because I think I did, but I'm going to read it again.
Goliath appears to be a rebranded continuation of another crypto Ponzi scheme that blew up, costing investors tens of millions of dollars. My Liquidity Partner, MLP, a 2021 to 2022 Ponzi scheme run by Verlin Sanchienko, a Filipino realtor from California, that collapsed after defrauding victims of tens of millions. Sanchienko was convicted of wire fraud and fled to Dubai before imprisonment. Verlin Sanchienko is currently believed to be living as a fugitive in the UAE. It is conceivable that Verlin Sanchienko may be pulling the strings of Goliath Ventures.
Yeah, so this is a really important thing because we've found that Christopher is basically a puppet, which is absolutely ridiculous. I do have to think it's so funny what they've been trying to stop us. Now, if you're an investor and you have gone and asked any financial advisor about Goliath Ventures, and you've used the information that we have provided you, even the facts, the legal things, they haven't got all their T's dotted and their I's crossed, so to speak. And then you realize the connections that this company has. So this guy here was convicted and had to go to prison. They let him out to go to the UAE and he never come back. Now, the scam that he was running with My Liquidity Partners is actually identical to Goliath Ventures. And we've got proof that Christopher was heavily involved with My Liquidity Partners. So you know what else do you need to know? Which is really, really crazy. Alrighty, so let's go this one.
Chris Delgado's career is one littered with failures. His first job was at In-N-Out Burger, and he was fired for theft. Delgado then worked for a real estate investment passive income MLM, Grant Cardone, and others. Then Chris Delgado was promoting the Ponzi scheme Trader's Domain, which blew up and cost many people hundreds of millions of dollars. He then connected with Verlin Sanchianco and started promoting my Liquidity partner.
Yeah, so when I first started investigating this, I never heard anything about Trader's Domain, except I did see there was a few other YouTubers who had actually done stuff on Trader's Domain. Well, CoffeeZilla's done some stuff on him, obviously. Well, I presume that's him. Yep. And so, yeah, I remember watching some of Coffee's stuff, and he talked about Trader's Domains. But that was that was the only time I'd actually heard about Trader's Domain. And then I thought, oh, that's interesting. So here we've got, what have we got now?
Nobody in their right mind should be trusting Goliath Ventures, a firm run by a guy who was fired from an In-N-Out Burger for theft, with hundreds of millions of hard-earned dollars. Just looking at his past, it is obvious that he's been involved in a string of MLM and Ponzi scams.
Yeah, so we heard about 3 years ago he was showing some person that he had $5 million in the bank account, and that was like his. Now we've heard that he showed people he's got a lot more. Whose money do you think he's got in his bank account? Just putting it out there. So now he's got tons of money.
Both my Liquidity partner and Goliath Ventures use identical liquidity pool business models with guaranteed returns, domains registered within 20 days of each other in October 2021, Dubai operations, promises of investor funds being insured, charitable donations for credibility, and the same personnel including Chris Delgado, Nick Petrillo, Fabian Kumpasch, Vance Fundora, and Carl Moon Runefelt.
Yeah, so it's interesting, isn't it? I've got some other wee videos of Chris doing shit too.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Chris Delgado, founder and CEO of Goliath Ventures, and we're here at the Tampa Entrepreneurs event. And let me say, this is such an amazing, amazing event. We decided to be the title sponsor our second time in a row here because it truly brings together an entrepreneur community, and we're so proud to sponsor such a great cause. We're a crypto tech investment firm specializing in blockchain technologies, and you can find us at GoliathVenturesInc.com. We'll see you at the next one.
Techno firm my ass. Oh my God. But these are sort of like, so these guys here all get involved, and he donates to these charities so he can get his name out there. Now, if you don't know who all those people are in that photo, in one of my other blogs, we actually name them all, but all the people that are involved with Liquidity Partners are in that photo. So is there a connection? Well, that's not Photoshop.
A January 19th, 2023 photograph shows Chris Delgado meeting with Verlin Sanchianco, MLP, Business Dev Officer Tina Liu, MLP Chief Administrative Officer Anastasia Nepomniaschik, and Goliath COO Nick Petrillo during MLP's collapse phase.
Yeah, so there you go. So that's Nick. Hello, Nick. Nice to see you there, Nick. It's good. Seed Hunter and these other ones?
Seed Hunter and Castor, two crypto projects tied to MLP, are also shown as projects of Goliath now.
Yep. Yeah. So it just gets better and better. I mean, as I said, always from the start here, guys, they've given us enough information for them to fall on their own swords. Their history and their shady past speaks volumes. They don't even need me to sit here. But the problem is a lot of people don't read that stuff, do they? They just want to trust their friend that referred them into it. He knows all about that stuff. I don't need to get involved. Well, you're involved now.
Caught red-handed with fake independent audit. Goliath's February 2025 independent audit by Black Block Management Services claimed they maintained 115% of partner balances at all times.
Yeah, so there's a letter that we had. If I go to here, oh, hello. If I go to persons of interest, and if I go to Chris Delgado, and I go to Ponzi schemes and scams, and I go into Goliath Ventures, and I go into PDFs, these are all the newsletters that they send their investors. So I might just have to do a bit of homework here. 1 minute, please. Oh, no, that's all right. That's an investor. So these are all the newsletters that they send to their investors. Don't know how we got those, but we were clever. And they haven't been doing any more newsletters lately. Don't know why. Well, I do know why. But anyway, so yeah, so in one of those newsletters that they claim that they always had 115% of partners' balances at all times because they got an independent review done by Matt Burks. And you might be thinking, who's that Matt Burke guy that I invested my money in? Well, he's in the team here. He's in the team, head of compliance. Global, and he's also head of 2 other companies which have now merged into one, which is it just gets ridiculous. But anyway, I'm going to double up on my speech.
The problem: BlackBlock CEO Matt Burks is simultaneously head of compliance at Goliath Ventures and founding partner of Wealth MD, a Goliath feeder fund. Matt Burks is an employee of Goliath Ventures and therefore cannot sign off on an independent audit of Goliath Ventures.
Ah, brilliant. Oh well, I've just got another person that wants to speak come in real time. There we go. Forward that to somebody. Alrighty. Good. Alrighty. So, sorry about that. So did I miss anything? Don't think so. I think you heard it. I don't need to repeat it. To drive the point home, Matt Burks has now been struck out of the church he was in too. He was down as a parish. Is that right? I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness. A parish is somebody who has some authority. And he's also down as an elder in the congregation. But they removed all his images in any wording from the church that he was belonged to, which is a bit of a shame, really.
When DHEC called Goliath Ventures out, they admitted to this in their response. Delgado himself admitted in writing, BlackBlock was, at the outset of its relationship with Goliath, an independent company. After being retained by Goliath as a third party, BlackBlock eventually became subsumed by Goliath and is now not an independent third party.
Yeah, so if you're wondering who Matt Burke is, here he is.
That's what we do when it comes to our lives. Is we think, maybe if I can just be a little bit better Christian, if I could just follow it, just do this one thing that I'm doing, if I could just stop doing that. I have this habitual addiction that I keep running to. If I can just stop that, then I'll be a better Christian.
Oh, he's a better Christian. So there you go, minister, and also able to do a full audit on a multi-million-dollar company. This guy has it all. Now I just see that there is actually the Redemption Church here. So that means I can quickly go to their website in real time. And Jesus changes everything. Oh, God, it's not the best place for me. But if you come down here and you now look at their menu, you can see their ministries about us. Oh, everyone's happy here. Staff and leaders. So meet the team. So a wee while ago, and they may have updated this since I've last looked. Oh, hold it. There's blurry photos. Is it? Oh, you're kidding me. Are they really? Oh, he's back. He's back. Oh, I have to write to them again. So some people seem to have blurred out their, oh, look, mate, I haven't got time for you, but I am screenshotting this. Here we go. Okay, so we've got a new message from our friend here. Hold it. I have to go undeleted messages. So he goes, let's read his new message.
Don't get upset, my dear Danny. You might have a heart attack, haha. Your beloved grandchildren would suffer, although they probably don't even know what you look like.
Now, this is really funny. Don't get upset, dear Danny. This is how lame people are who threaten me. You might have a heart attack. Well, actually, I've got a resting heart rate of 49 at the moment, which is actually quite good. And then what do we got? And then he goes, your beloved grandchildren. Well, I don't actually have any children. I do have a dog. Probably don't even know what you look like. Well, maybe there is a few people. And now you've got somebody else who's coming in here. So the whole fleet of haters are coming in here. Let's go. I'll give you the limelight that you're hoping to get. Whoa, your moderators are more useful than you. But as far as I'm concerned, even family has sold you. Well, I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness, and my family actually don't have anything to do with me because I'm not in the same religion. So when I see people like this who are in religion, I think it's really funny that they've given people the choice to blur out people on this website, which is really, really hard case. So keep the threats coming, keep trying to stop me, but this is my baby and I'm blowing this company out of the weeds. and I have done a bloody good job. I know that I have cost the millions of dollars of investors' money, and I'm sick and tired of people being told lies. I'm sick and tired of people at the top of pyramids getting all the money and the people at the bottom, the last investors, losing all their money, because that's how Ponzi schemes and scams work out. And if it means some egghead is going to come in here to my chat room while I'm doing a live and threaten me, then bring it on, because it shows the caliber of people that I work with. And when they come up with stupid statements stating that my grandchildren are don't even know what I look like. Well, there's a real logical reason for that, is I don't have any children that I know of. And if I do have any children out there, please knock on my door. I'd like to meet you. But I mean, this is how lame the people are. And we've seen multiple websites set up to defame me, which is actually really, really wicked. So if you want to find some of those websites, we have them here, I think. So look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 websites have been set up to defame me. I think that works. Lord Delgado. I'm trying to find where they've gone. There it is there. So the first one, that's me. Is that me? Oh, that's Odyssey. That's not important. So what's this one here? I'll try it later. Let's try that lately. Oh no, that looks like that one's been removed, is it? Cosa? Yeah, so this is one here called the De Heck Facts. And this is a website that's hosted by, if you're a scammer and you're trying to decredit me, then use Blogspot, because it's owned by Google. So these articles here have not been written by me, even though when you come in here and you go to the bottom of the article, it tells you that the author is Danny De Heck. So I've written to YouTube and said, no, I've written to Google and say that I didn't write these articles. And they said I need to go back to the author or the journalist who wrote them. There's no journalist been written here. So it's really crazy. So you have to go to Danny De Heck and ask him to get these articles removed, even though I am the only Danny De Heck in the world. And in the meantime, these ones exist. And then we get the occasional YouTuber that has a go and sets up a YouTube channel designed to defame me and makes all these videos, but I can't get them removed. But the good thing about not being able to get these YouTube videos removed without spending all my working hours doing so is the fact they can't get my videos removed either. So that's the Danny De Heck Facts. And then we've got this other one that's hosted by Hasnode. And Hasnode have decided to put a carbon copy of those same articles. So just recently we had somebody set up a fake journalist website. And as you can see, we got that one removed in a niffy, but only because we have people in powerful places that can just remove some websites quicker than others. But that one there was quite funny. But the fake journalist websites were set up by somebody, and they keep a carbon copy. Not that guy. Well, it might be that guy, but it's an ongoing thing that people try to sit here to discredit me, which is quite a hard case. And I think if you keep coming in the chat room, it even makes it even more funnier. I do. I think it's going, Danny, I'm pregnant. That's funny. I like to put that one across the top. Oh no, I'm your father. Please come see your son, Danny. Okay. Oh, this is cheap. Oh my God. So we're getting that chat room done at the time. I tell you what, the first person that we actually got done by in the chat room was a guy called Jay Newton. And now Jay Newton is meant to have brought in over $120,000 for Goliath Ventures. And since we've found where he resides and his story, we haven't seen him in the chat room giving us any gaslighting like that since. So no doubt the person that's really behind him will probably know who you are. Obviously, you're going to lose all your investment, or you're a paid monkey.
BlackBlock was, at the outset of its relationship with Goliath, an independent company. After being retained by Goliath as a third party, BlackBlock eventually became subsumed by Goliath and is now not an independent third party.
It is like David and Goliath, but Danny and Goliath, I must say.
A subsidiary auditing its parent company is not an independent audit. This is fraudulent misrepresentation designed to scam investors.
Yes, it's just fraud.
Sale of unregistered securities and running unlicensed money transmission service laws being broken now.
So this is the part, I get these haters in the chat room who don't like me busting a scam because they get some coffee money. If you want to support me in what I do appreciate any donations, by the way. And I work on donations, and I work on doing reviews on websites. That's what I do. And it's all over my website. And even this investigation, if you go back to my initial video where I started investigating Goliath, I'm very transparent in how I got involved. However, I just don't understand how people can deny the information about unlicensed money transmission services. It blows me away. These companies aren't registered to handle your money. So why does that not sink in? Have you not got porous mindset?
Goliath Ventures pitches constitute an unregistered security in direct violation of Section 5 of the Securities Act of 1933, which prohibits the offer or sale of securities without SEC registration.
You're not allowed to do it, guys. Don't shoot the messenger. Here we go. Here's the next paragraph.
The presence of general solicitation and advertising without proper registration or exemption compliance is a significant violation of U.S. law. Simply claiming that an investment product is not a security does not exempt it when the substance meets the Howey test criteria. An investment of money in a common enterprise with expectation of profits derived from the efforts of others.
Yeah, so this is the real dumb thing. So, I go to many Zoom meetings, which we'll do in a few minutes, and they put up disclaimers. And they're basically saying that I'm not a surgeon, I cannot operate on you in any which way or form. And as long as you agree to that, lay there while I cut you open. And that's really what happens here. That's quite funny. Somebody just said, divine spank, nice spark. Spank, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, so you're not allowed to advertise the fact that you can handle people's money. That's against the law, and that's the most basic things that they do, which is quite okay.
Goliath Ventures is also running a large money transmission service and violating U.S. federal and state laws. Operating as an unlicensed money transmitter violates 18 U.S.C. Section 1960, carrying criminal penalties of up to 5 years imprisonment.
Yeah, so that's going to be quite cool. And I'm just going to do something a bit clever, which I just thought it would be a good idea to do, and I'll tell you about that afterwards. But let's have a wee look at some stuff here, and I'll read the next paragraph.
Federal law requires registration with FinCEN as a money services business MSB, and compliance with Bank Secrecy Act obligations, including anti-money laundering, AML, programs and suspicious activity reports, SARS.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at the people that are currently on my website, and I've got people from Pakistan. I've got 3 from Christchurch, thank you very much. And I've got, where have I got? Lake, interesting. Yeah, so I thought we would have been seeing a few more people. Is everyone looking at my Goliath Ventures? Yeah, they are. Interesting what you can see, isn't it? 28 people have viewed this page in the last 30 minutes. That's pretty cool. I'm just going to go back to a snapshot. Anyway, nothing really interesting there. So this is the laws that
the failure to file SARS under 31 U.S.C. Section 5318 G can result in civil penalties up to $250,000 per violation, and willful failure can constitute money laundering conspiracy, 18 U.S.C. Section 1956, with up to 20 years imprisonment.
I don't know why, but I think they claim they have 1,500 members, don't they? So if they have 1,500 members, then what's 250,000 times 1,500 members? Because theoretically they've got everyone to sign a contract that claims that they're insured. Can you imagine that? Go to your bank. I don't even think the bank offers insurance, but this is what this company's done. They have claimed that everyone's investments are insured, and that should be a thumbs up, not a thumbs down too, by the way.
Dissolution of Florida company with no notification to investors. Once Danny D. Heck exposed Goliath Ventures on September 3, 2025. Goliath Ventures Incorporated filed articles of dissolution in Florida the same day Christopher Delgado signed incorporation documents in Wyoming, creating a new Goliath Ventures Incorporated under the same name. Wyoming is notorious for corporate secrecy laws.
Now, I'm going to probably double up here, but actually, if you shut down a company, that's it. Poof, it's gone. You can't carry on trading with the company in another state. So you'd have to write a letter to all your investors, which they claim is 1,500 people, and tell them that you've moved yourself over to Wyoming. And then they're probably going to ask why. That'd be a curly question, wouldn't it? To ask them, why have you changed from state of Florida when 90%, well, I think 90% of the people that invested in Goliath Ventures are from Florida or Orlando, and all of a sudden you open up in a state where you don't even have an office? What are you trying to accomplish? But don't forget Newton, who's Jason Newton in Canada, who claims that we've found evidence that states that he could have brought in $120 million of investors for Goliath Ventures.
A day before, bookkeeper Nadia Bringus dissolved Bringus Bookkeeping in Florida, September 2, 2025, and reincorporated in Wyoming the same day. Both dissolutions were handled by the same CPA, Harry M. Samuels, believed to play a significant role in the Goliath Ventures Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. And it's hard for me to look at that Mr. Samuels name and not think something curly going on there. I'm just going to have a wee look here and see if we've got Mr. Samuels, because I want to show you his video. Because Mr. Samuels, oh, damn, do I have his video? Oh, yeah, oh, do I have to get the video? This is Mr. Samuels' entrepreneurial video 7 years ago. Check out this one. Just get rid of that music, and I will. There we go. Let's see if he's got music.
Own financial destiny. All you need to do is to determine what your goal is.
All you need to do is figure out what your goal is. And this is Mr. Samuels. Now, Mr. Samuels has actually registered over 500 companies under his name. And also, if you go to his website, guess who works for him? Yeah, Nadia. Nadia works for this legend guy, but he wanted to talk to us when he was out under a tree.
Hello, my name is Harry Samuels. I've been a practicing tax and financial consultant for most of the last 30 years. Now, you might be wondering why I'm sitting on this Harley in the Colorado Rockies instead.
Yeah, no, we're not wondering really, but really interesting. So what we're going to do is we'll put that link to his video in there, so next time I bring up Mr. Harry Samuels. But we've had some really interesting intel about him, so that I just wanted to bring that up. And also, obviously, when we looked at his company, we did find that Nadia was working there somehow. I've got the wrong one open. Where is it? Hello, oh, there he is again with the Donalds. I want to see, we'll get rid of that one. I just want to get rid of these. Oh, hello, Chris. There's Charles. You get familiar with Charles. There's the war room that you should become a member on, because then you get to go on 3 cruise trips with Christopher and Tomo. Oh, there he is again. Where's that video I just had? Oh, there's Mr. Burke giving another sermon. I'll get rid of that. Probably don't need. Oh, there's Mr. Burke. They put him back on the website. That was amazing. But they've taken away all his information. And as you saw earlier on, they've blurred out some people who don't want to be associated to him, which I can understand. But Harry Samuels, I'm not sure when you go to Harry Samuels whether he has his website address. No, he doesn't. I have got it there somewhere. Oh, I probably do have it there. Let's have a look. There it is. Samuels Accounting. And if you click on here, it's the state-of-the-art website. I don't even think it's built on WordPress. I think it's still been done with plain HTML, just saying. And if you come along here, you can go to Meet the Team. And I love this when they used to design websites with a capital letter for each one. And that is actually an image, I think, which is... Oh, no, that whole thing's an image, so it must be Squarespace. But you come down here, and all the ties of all the people. Now, remember, these people here go back to Lithuania. She's from New York. So this is Nadia. So Nadia is originally from New York, but we've got people from Lithuania. Now, this is the company that keeps coming up. So don't you think that's quite funny? So Nadia had her own bookkeeping firm, and we thought, oh my God, when they shut that down and restarted it up again in Wyoming, we thought, oh, they were trying to destroy all the paperwork, because Nadia, theoretically, is the queen behind it all. And when the video that they had out, which you can still find online, they thanked her for coming all the way to their meeting they had when they were pushing Black Block into Goliath Ventures. But that's a different story, which is another videos that you can watch. So what? Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. This is funny. So this guy here should be, at the moment, pissing his pants.
Canada, and super recruiters Jason J. Newton and Vince Gratter. Goliath Ventures has systematically targeted Ontario, Canada, with Canadian investors, particularly from the Greater Toronto Area GDA, representing a large portion of the victim pool. Conservative estimates indicate Canadian investors account for 30–40% of total funds invested, with projected Canadian losses exceeding $120 million US.
Boom!
Two key figures orchestrating the Canadian recruitment pipeline are Jason J. Newton of Newton Financial and Vince Gratta, a Remax realtor, who leveraged his network to funnel unsuspecting clients into Goliath's web.
Yeah, so if we went and did a wee searchy-worchy for him, we would probably find, here he is there. Now, he's also one of these lovely people that are on the website. And I think MoneyWise comes to mind. So you can actually see that he's a realtor. And there he is. So there you go. So that's Canada. And they all go after their routers. And that's why we've got quite a few routers in the name and shame list, which is actually quite amazing. So this document I'm reading is actually going to be a live document. It's getting updated in real time. Do your own due diligence and do your own research, you lazy bastards. But me and the Avengers have had a field day in this one.
Little big city of rich people, Isleworth. Orlando's ultra-exclusive gated community, where Tiger Woods once lived and Shaquille O'Neal still has a mansion, is the epicenter of Goliath Ventures fraud. This enclave of multi-million-dollar estates and championship golf courses has provided Chris Delgado with a concentrated pool of high-net-worth targets, resulting in investment by Orlando's hospitality, medical and business elite.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people in the gated community.
The medical community has been particularly targeted. At least 16 doctors from the Orlando area have fallen victim to the scheme, with many Indian investors also caught in the scam.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that, which we'll show you one day. But let's just go have a look at Chris's lovely house, and I'll show you where he actually lives. So if we were to go to the community, well, that's the house. I don't know if have I got the golf course? Yeah, it is. I think it's here. So this is the Google stuff. So that's Chris's house. If you can see it right in the middle here. It's a beautiful house. Oh, hold it. 1 minute, please. Call it. Move it over. There it is. So notice, Chris, I'm sorry, mate, but our research has shown that you will not be able to get a golf membership. They don't want you in the club, just saying. But that's your house, and you're looking at a golf club that they don't want you as a member as. That's if you ever get to live in that house, just saying. But the Ellsworth Country Club, that's it there. And that's the club that you'll never be able to be a member of. But you can see that would be kind of gutting, wouldn't it, to spend $8.5 million to live in this beautiful gated community. We should actually research everybody who lives in this community, because I'm sure they've probably all got shady background. I mean, this house here, look at the houses. Aren't they just beautiful? That there is just a mansion. Look at that. Yeah, lots of beautiful houses. Of course, doesn't mean they're all scammers, but a lot of money going around there. But that whole gated community, or is that the gates? Was that where the gates are? Or is that just trees that have got shadows? I don't know. But anyway, I can only assume I'm not allowed to live there. Apparently, they don't have room for crypto Ponzi scheme Avengers. Oh to be one of them, eh? So anyway, 16 doctors that we know of, and a lot of Indian investors, and we can only assume why.
Perhaps most disturbing is the involvement of members of the Siegel family, the dynasty behind Westgate Resorts, and subjects of the documentary The Queen of Versailles. Their connection to Delgado has lent the scheme a veneer of legitimacy among Orlando's wealthy circles.
Yeah, he's done a good job. He knows how to smooth.
However, not all of Orlando's elite have been fooled. Multiple sources within Isleworth and the city's old money community report that Chris Delgado is widely despised.
Yeah. And I can see that because a lot of the lovely monies that we have been receiving in donations, which do remember that I am open to donations. I don't get paid anything for doing this. I've certainly stuck my neck out for a lot of people, and I haven't really, I've spent a month of my life doing so. And I'm going to show you what I actually do to generate my income in a few minutes as well. Because I'm going to shut
Several exclusive clubs have reportedly banned Delgado from their premises after members complained about his aggressive recruitment tactics and ostentatious displays of questionable wealth.
And good night, Clint. Thank you for being in the chat room. And that's been awesome. So nice to have you here, and have a good night's sleep. It's 1:45 here in New Zealand at the moment. Daylight saving screwed us up for knowing whatever times are from around the world. The last paragraph.
The concentration of victims in Orlando's wealthiest zip codes, Isleworth, Windermere and Bay Hill, represents a deliberate targeting strategy, identifying residents through public records, charity events, and bribed employees at luxury retailers like Rolex and Tiffany.
Yeah, so there's lots more to come, but what we were asked to do was to put together a brief. As my disclaimer says, this investigation retires solely on OSINT, open source intelligence, meaning every claim made here is available from public records, archive web pages, corporate filings, domain data, social media activity, and open blockchain investigation. No private data, no hacking, no unlawful access to methods were used. Open source intelligence is a powerful ethical tool exposing scams without violating public laws. So if you are thinking that I have your information, I know one of my videos here has been reported multiple times, and this is a phone call between Tyler and myself. However, Google has decided not to listen to Tyler, who doesn't want his recording public, but let's have a wee listen, eh?
Yeah, I'm friends with them, but I'm not like employed or anything by Goliath. I just know that's...
So this is Tyler, who's trying to get this video removed off the internet, where he was ringing us up, giving us intel about Christopher so that he could protect his investment. We told him that his investment is shady as hell, get his money out. 3 weeks later, he turns up in photos with Christopher celebrating Christopher's birthday on the 18th of September. We couldn't believe it. So for that reason, this guy is like no time for double agents. This is what happens when you play both sides of the Ponzi scheme. So he's given us information on one hand and then exposing himself by being with Christopher celebrating. And the whole video is amazing. So you'll find that on my YouTube channel, but obviously he doesn't want that information online. Really proud of the investigation that we've done to date. This is just a video because I'm going to be tied up for the next 5 or 6 days, and no doubt we'll have a new chapter and a new video to come out. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on what was happening. So for this investigation, because this one's got out of control, we have actually set up a button on my website called Goliath Ventures. That's where you can go and get all the latest information, deheck.com. If you want to support me in what I do, then you can go down to support me and click on the yellow button. Any information, any tips is much appreciated. Click on Ko-Fi. Ko-Fi goes off to a page where you can donate. Now, currently I'm 64% in on a $2,000 goal. And that is because I want to be able to fund 10 full scam investigations. And that's what I do for a living. So you can go there and read all about it. We take Visa, MasterCards, engagement rings, wedding rings. We take anything. But you can donate by giving me a $5 investment if you want to. I'm totally transparent in what I do and how I work. I would love to spend my life going after these scammers, and also always defending myself in what I say and what I do. If you go to my website, though, you will see that I do have Express Chat where you can talk to me. Sponsor a review is where you ask me to investigate something. Give me the intel that you have. I'll do my own investigation, and whether I publish it or not is up to me, of course. And then also we do support sessions where you just may want to talk to us about something that's gone terribly wrong in your life. Now, 98% of the content on my website, I have about just short of 1,500 blogs on my website. And if you come through here, you can see that, yes, I've gone to town recently on Goliath, but I do other investigations. So if you come through here, you'll see quite a few different other blogs. So just to give you an example of that, we've got one here of grape. I did an investigation on this opportunity. This was a non-funded investigation. I managed to find the guy's the guy who actually this guy tried to sue me in the New Zealand High Court for $3.8 million and failed miserably. Just recently, he's come out of the woodwork and started producing videos again. This is his wife created with AI, so it's not the real person. And it was absolutely amazing to see that this guy is back at it again. So 6 days ago was the last time. Now, this guy has offered me $5,000 if I remove my videos. He's also claimed that he was the person that set up fakejournalist.net, which is quite interesting. But I've got text from him basically stating that if I remove the content, he will remove the negative press that I'm getting. I thrive on negative press, just saying. But that's the sort of lengths that these people go to. So that guy there, that was one review, and I'm just picking up anything here. You'll see lots of Queen of Karma content here, but she's also writing content, helping to warn people and save them from getting involved in Ponzi schemes and scams, and anything that's relied closely knit or tied to cults and the manipulation techniques they use. We're coming after them. Facebook Alliance recovery. So we do have a lot of really, really good content. And so we did actually have this website here shut down the other day. So we managed to shut TMX Global down. And we had their website down for about 4 days. And now they've actually managed to get it back online again. But to back up their things, they went and set up another one called CO instead of IO. And now they have 2 websites backed up, which is quite interesting. So what I'm getting at, guys, is I do scam investigations. That's what I do for a living. I get about $300 or $400 a month from a YouTube channel. It's not enough to keep me doing this full time. Hence why I do other things to keep myself afloat financially. And I don't, we're not living on, some people come after me because they think I'm a millionaire and they're going to get millions of dollars. I have nothing to my name. I literally do this to expose people. So let's just do a bit of a close down here. We've got today's Instagram post by Tomo is a lovely photo here of Eric Trump. Last week he was hanging out with the Tate brothers on a cruise ship, and now he's in taking photos with Eric Trump. What's going on there? We found out that Mr. Holiday, is it Holiday? Holiday? I don't know how to say his last name.
I see Holiday.
Casey Holliday was on a cruise ship, and the chewing gum broke. He doesn't know how to do bungee jumping properly. New Zealand is the home of bungee jumping, and I've personally met AJ Hackett and also another guy called Peter Wool, who started up a bungee outfit here in Christchurch called Sensations, and I used to do sensations.co.nz website, which was one of those ones that you pin it to the ground and you pull the pins and then you shoot up in the air. So New Zealand is the home of bungee cords. So obviously when the Royal Caribbean, is that the Royal Caribbean? Royal Caribbean have a malfunction with their bungee outfits. Then they should have got a New Zealander if they may have done. But anyway, that was the lawyer that managed to theoretically get $10 million, tried to sue them for $10 million. You've got pictures here of Matt Burks being a parish, also happens to be an auditor and be able to audit everything they do. I don't know why this guy keeps coming back. Yeah, Danny, you're a shame. Let's have a listen to this. I love these ones, though. Let's put this guy on the stage. Danny, what a shame. Your family has sold you out. Now everything is known about you, and soon you will fail with all your scamming team. Stop using AI, everything. You're increasing. What the hell is that meant to even mean? My family sold me out. No, my family are Jehovah's Witnesses. I've got a half-brother who's 9 years older than me that is an alcoholic who is actually disowned his daughter who lives 10 doors down from where he lives. Doesn't have anything to do with her because she's not in the religion. She caught her husband having an affair. She set up a camera, good girl, found out that her husband was having an affair, and then reported him to the elders. The elders held a judicial committee. They wanted to know everything he did and everything she did, and they finished up disfellowshipping my brother's daughter from the religion. And the guy that had the affair, which is against God's principle, got kicked out of the organization. No, he got to stay in the organization. Let's get it right. So my brother disowned his daughter and lives 10 doors down from where she lives. So that's my brother. Now, my brother is an alcoholic. He's been done for drunken charge in a vehicle because he's an alcoholic. He's in the religion. So double standards. So my brother doesn't have anything to do with me. So when my mother was put into hospital just recently, I went to visit my mother, who's got Alzheimer's now, and my nephew, who thinks he's ruling the roost, decided it would be a good idea to stop me visiting my mother in hospital, which I respected. So I did a video with my brother, who's not meant to speak with me, and he went up and showed my mum, hey, look, Danny's still here. My mum lives 9 minutes down the road from where I live at the moment. And she is in the religion. And the only thing that keeps her going is her religion. So out of respect, I leave my mother to it. My mother has even tried filing in the New Zealand court saying that I trying to get a protection order claiming that she's scared to actually exercise her freedom of religion. So I've said this in numerous videos, and if you're sitting in here thinking that my family's disowned me, my mum loves her religion more than her own son. In fact, I went around to see my mum for the last time, and I said, Mum, is it possible that I can have a relationship with you and leave the religion out of it? And she said, you know I love Jehovah. And I said, yes, but I just want a relationship with my mum, but we will never bring up the religion. And she said, and I said to her at the time, because my sister's 2 years older than me, and she went into drugs and abused drugs, and she went off the rails. And unfortunately, she died by suicide. My stepfather, when I was 9 years of age, also died by suicide. My sister was 11, I was 9, but that set my sister off on a spiral turn, and she got involved in drugs and everything. She finished up dying when she was 36 years of age on the 3rd of December. My stepfather died at the age of 36 on the 3rd of December. And my sister actually hung herself on 15-minute suicide watch. So those two people that were involved in my life, I believe that the Jehovah's Witness organization made it impossible for them to live up to the high expectations that religion actually puts on them. And because they couldn't get to that level they had to live on, they unfortunately lost their life by suicide. Now, my family, people often get on here, and because I go after scammers, they try to get all the low-hanging fruit. And they try to find something that they can throw at me. I've never invested in investment scams. I never have hid the fact that I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, and at the age of 23 years of age, I had premarital sex with some consenting young lady, and I got kicked out of the religion because they had a judicial committee, and they tried to figure out whether I was repentant or not, but they couldn't. So I got kicked out of the religion. I spent 4 months of my life bawling my eyes out at the back of the Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall, trying to get back in, because they must have been worried about my welfare, knowing the history of other people in my family. Maybe that's why they reinstated me. 6 months later, I did it again, had premarital sex with a different girl this time, and got kicked out of the religion. Spent 2 years of my life trying to get back into that religion, and I couldn't. I woke up, I started realizing that this was just all propaganda. The religion, the Jehovah's Witness organization, can do whatever they want. They can tell people whatever they want, suppose. I just don't have any time for it anymore. And I haven't got a chip on my shoulder. I'm a big boy. But when I look at Ponzi schemes and scams, the gaslighting techniques that the elders and the ministerial servants used to use on me to keep me in the religion are exactly the same as the gaslighting techniques that they use to keep people in the religion. So they promise you a paradise earth. Boom, you're going to live forever. I was told that everybody on the planet was going to be destroyed that weren't one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and only the righteous people were going to inherit the earth. All the unrighteous people were going to be destroyed. So for that person that's in here, and they've come in here and they've said to me that my family has disowned me, so be it. My mother, I love my mum, and my mum loves me. But to come here and try to use that, to throw it at me, to say, don't listen to Danny because his family's disowned him. My mother, one of the last conversations I had with her when I was allowed to talk to her, I said to my mum, Mum, I could have died by suicide. And my mum said to me, but at least you would have got a resurrection. My mum would rather gamble her beliefs on my life. She believes that if I died, even if it was by suicide, which they used to say that was it. Once you die by suicide, you've turned your back on Jehovah and you're dead forever. But now they claim that she would rather live with the hope that I would get a resurrection on a paradise earth than have a relationship with her son now. So for you to come into my chat room and try to tell people secrets is ridiculous. And it's just a poor attempt to discredit me in some form. And I think anybody here, anybody listening to me now, listening to somebody who's set up for the 5th time, a YouTube account with a faceless name, trying to discredit me, saying that my family has disowned me, it means that when I say that Christopher Diego from Goliath Ventures is running a Ponzi scheme and a scam, and he needs to be stopped. When I say that 6 government agencies are actually actively investigating him right now. And within the next few weeks, Christopher and his team of croony individuals, no matter what their religious upbringing is, are going to be incarcerated and locked up. And this little wee YouTuber in the bottom of New Zealand that gets $300 or $400 a month from his YouTube channel has actually managed to bring him down to his knees. That is David, Danny, in Goliath at its best. And isn't that what the YouTube is all about? Isn't this what we do? A team of small Avengers with a loud voice can bring down a company that has defrauded people for over $500 million. That's what we're alleging is the money here. And a little YouTuber who doesn't have a relationship with his mummy has managed to bring a YouTuber to his knees. No, an investor, I don't know, philanthropist, an entrepreneur. I have managed to bring that guy down to his knees. That shows you the power of an internet. Now, I don't get many views on my YouTube channels, videos. Doesn't mean that my voice doesn't carry. It does not mean that we have not made detrimental effects to Goliath Ventures. We are the Avengers, and we are a strong voice. We are a group of people that you don't F off. Because if we see you running a Ponzi scheme or a scam, and if you're preaching a bunch of lies like I used to get from when I was involved with the Jehovah's Witnesses, then we have a strong, powerful voice. And that's how we roll. So come into my chat room any day and try to find something to throw at me and see if it sticks. What else have you got about me that I don't know about? Because, I mean, so what? And I don't hide anything. If you really want to know anything about me, then you can go to my little wee website, and I'm just a humble little person. And I think you can actually go on the homepage, and I think I actually linked through to one of my articles about how I was a cult survivor. Maybe it's speaking engagements. So in here, I do have why I speak, topics I cover, and I've got exposing financial scams, life after of cult. So if you want to actually, this is what I do for a living. Well, this is part of what I do for a living. So I expose financial scams, right? And here is a list of all the scams that I've done. So I get my share of mud thrown at me because I go after scammers who are trying to make a quick buck from their fellow friends. After leaving the cult. So you go here, and this is why I've got people like Queen of Karma, who's busy in the chat room at the moment. Escape, she's a cult survivor as well. And we've had enough of this bullshit. This is bullshit. The fact that you think you can tell somebody what to do with their life. That's what it really comes down to. I don't really care. I don't have to have a belief. I don't have to have a God to go to bed with at night and pray like I used to. Every night I used to go to bed, I used to pray to Jehovah. Our Father in heaven, let our will be done. Thanks for all the wonderful things that we've done through your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. And then every time I sat down for a meal, I had to pray for it. And every time I had lunch, I had to pray for it. Every time I had dinner, I had to pray for it. And every time I had something wonderful happen in my life, I used to thank God for it. Now I don't give a shit. Because I live life. If I live for 10, what the Bible said you're going to, 70 or 80 years of age and I die, well, so be it. If I manage to save people from millions of dollars, yay for Danny. Good on him. But look, I could be dead now. I could have died by suicide. I could have taken that choice that my sister and I used to fight like brother and sister. We were very close. I helped move home for her at least 10 times. Her son, which now hates me, her daughter, who doesn't want anything to do with it because she doesn't know how to process it all, they don't have anything to do with me. In fact, my nephew is now the power of attorney with my mother, and he is stopping other family members from visiting my mother. And they all wish that he didn't get power of attorney. My own mother is disappointed that my nephew has got power of attorney. And I've just stepped way back of it. Now the other family members have come back into it. And, I have had all sorts of grief with trying to step around the religion and my mum, because who doesn't want a relationship with their mother? Ask yourself. Anyway, this is my whole story. There's a whole video about this. I've even set up a blog. I mean, this is me and my brother. Look, this is really sad for those people who don't know how to fight me. If you want to hurt me, what could you do? How can you hurt somebody who's 100% transparent? Everything that's ever happened to me in my life, there's no hidden secrets. So you've got to do better than come in here and say, my family's disowned me. This is my family. This is me. I'm playing with a doll, I think. So that's me, my chubby face, and that's my sister, and that's my brother who's 9 years older than me. And if you come through here, you can read about how we used to go away for family holidays, and you can taunt me with things and say things about me if you want, but it's all on here. You can just read it on my own website. My life is fascinating. I tell you what, I shouldn't be here. I'm a survivor. I'm a cult survivor. Queen of Karma's a cult survivor. Maybe you're stuck in a cult and you've managed to find the internet and you're watching this video. It's time to grow some balls and get out there and get your life's wonderful. I've traveled to 35 countries. My last trip was China, Bangladesh, and India. I left with a day bag, a laptop, a digital camera, and the same digital camera I'm talking to you now is the camera that I took with me. And I took all these amazing photos of my journeys. Look, I've been featured in all the major newspapers. That's my father, my stepfather, not my real father. That photo, I tried to enhance it a wee bit. The jersey that I'm wearing, I still remember putting that jersey on. My mother made that jersey for me. It's got the pockets in the front like the Starsky and Hutch jackets, you know. So I've got a lot of things that have happened to me. That's me and my brother all dressed up before we went to the meeting, one of the Jehovah's Witness meetings, you know. What else have I got in here? That's my nephew. His hair was amazing, and that's Samantha. Absolutely dear to me, but don't want anything to do with me anymore. So you can bring that up as well. That's my sister. My sister, I remember that, you know, these photos. I mean, they do mean something. That was the best photo of my sister ever. She was a very beautiful young lady. We're at the Groins, which is a place we used to go to and, you know, have swimming. That's me, and that's my mum. You know, and that was the day that photo was taken. We drove around Christchurch, my hometown, looking for a place to sprinkle my sister's ashes. You know, that's my mum, you know, and it saddens me right now. But for you guys to come in here and think, oh, you know, Danny, his mother's disowned him. This is what religion does. You know, and it's sad. It is sad. And it's not like my mum's disowned me because I'm a bad person. My mum doesn't want anything to do with me because she loves Jehovah and she's a Jehovah's Witness. And I've chosen not to be enslaved by a religion. And because of that, we don't share the same beliefs. Now, does that sound familiar to you? And is that something you'd come into a YouTuber's chat room and say, your mother's disowned you? But if you don't know the full story, she's disowned me. She hasn't really disowned me. She's done it out of love, going by what she believes. She believes it's showing love to me by disowning me because she's using the mother and the son relationship to bring me back to the religion, because the religion gaslights people. Look, think about this, guys. The religion is telling my mother, who doesn't have a mind of her own, that if she distance herself from Danny, that he will want the love that my mother and I have. He will want that so much that he will come back to the religion. So that's the techniques that the religion. So it's been, for 32 years later, my mother has been trying to use that love, that mother-son love, to bring me back into the religion. 32 years. Now, my mum, every time I see her, she gets upset because I'm not in the religion. So it's not that my mum doesn't love me, but she's trying to bring me back to the religion. Do you know why? So that I can live forever on a paradise earth. That's what she wants for me, because she knows that's best for me. So I'm telling my mum, look, Mum, I don't believe in a paradise earth. I just believe that when you die, you die. That's all I believe. And she's going, oh, but you know I love Jehovah. And I know, my brother rang me up once and said, you'd be happier in the religion. That was the dumbest thing he ever said to me. I said, you don't even know your brother. You don't even know that I've traveled 35 countries. I've had a successful business, and I got married, and I live out in the country in a beautiful house, and my wife has a convertible car, and I have a V8 Holden thingy, and we had a great life. I got a divorce and lost most of that. But what I'm getting at, guys, is people tell me I'll be happy if I'm in a religion that I despise, I hate. I would spit on the Bible if I had, not the Bible, but I would spit on the religion because I see what the religion does. You know, so here's my nephew, here's my niece, and that's my mum. And that was the day when we were spreading the ashes of their mum. And this is really funny because here, this is my brother's ex-wife, his daughter, his two brothers. And that day there, that should have been my brother in that photo. But because my brother loves his daughter so much, he disowned them. And that's my niece, you know, and that was a barbecue. And that was taken 6 years ago, which was probably near about the last time I saw any of those people, which is just shocking. Not, you know. So if you want to learn more about the religion and what it does to people, go check out my blog. As I said, all you do is you go to the homepage. It's not rocket science there, ladies and gentlemen. But maybe you can see why I go after these scammers. Because I don't have a chip on my shoulder. I just see the same traits. I see the same thing. Chris Diego, for example, has gone here and he's telling everyone that he's going to give them 4 to 8% return on their investment. And they all go into it. Some people start making the money. They squawk about it. That's what Ponzi schemes are. And then all of a sudden, the money runs out and everyone loses all their money. Well, he's just promised you a paradise that doesn't ever eventuate. He will be in prison. I don't know if what I need to do to prove to you guys that there's 6 government agencies currently investigating him. They wouldn't spend their time and energy doing so, would they? There's also some other things that are happening. He's going to be locked up soon. Don't get locked up with him. And also, he's obviously sending people into our chat room to discredit me. And that's the truth. I'm totally transparent. I don't have anything to hide. Bring it up in the chat room and you'll get a real raw story. All right, so I've done my rant. I'm pretty happy about that. I hope you guys have been happily listening. We're just going to shut down a few windows and I'm going to show you some other stuff. Thank you very much for the lovely comments. That's a nice comment. I'll put that comment across the screen. It is hard work. It is hard work doing this because I'm fighting two lots of people, aren't I? I mean, look at the Christopher here. I mean, look at this this here. This is a video of Christopher.
Great gaming team from Big Games.
And in here, Christopher, is it this video?
I mean, yes. Funny story out of that. So I run a marketing agency. We were FTX's PR back in the day. We worked them for about a year and a half, and they paid us. I'll get to it in a second.
So it's your fault.
No, they paid us, but no, this is.
So we've gone through all these videos and all the claims that he's made. Like this one here. I think this one here was the funniest one.
Operation.
Where is it? About.
And, you know, we would wake up every Saturday and my older brother loved to take shortcuts or negotiate. So
look, these videos are linked elsewhere. If you need them, go and watch them. But what we're saying is we've got the receipts. This guy's going down. We know everything about him. We've got I mean, look how stupid this is. Is this what investment funds? Where is that gone? I'll have to actually find it. 1 minute, please, caller. Just to give you an idea of the man that you want to entrust your money with. Where is he? Where are you? Looking for the video in a hurry. Is it that one? Hold it. Is it that one?
One local man is pledging.
Is it that one? No, I can't find it. But there was a video of this guy. He's walking around with a water pistol full of the most expensive champagne that you'd ever buy. And I'm asking that question is why would you invest in someone who is flaunting money like that? I mean, it's just ridiculous. I don't even need to answer that question. Oh, yes. So there you go. So there's Christopher. We've got the receipts and we've currently got, I think, about 114 people in the persons of name and shame list, which I'm excited. I've got to finish those off. We've got lots of interviews of him preaching his lies. We've got a whole area dedicated on our website. Yeah, I've got this guy here is quite funny at the moment. This guy here was really interesting. This guy's trying to get this information removed off the internet at the moment. This guy sells marketing services, and I've got the receipts that he created a fake company, which was similar to a company that he was alleging he did the marketing services to. And then when the client asked for testimonials that he wanted to work for, he gave them the fake company's email address and contact name, and he was behind the keyboard answering it. So the customer was smart enough to go to the company that he was claiming he did the marketing for and ask them if they have a person by the name of such and such who works in that company. And they said, yes, we do. So he did the research and he found out this guy was generating fake testimonials using big name companies. He even set up a domain name. So this guy at the moment is trying to get this content removed off the internet, which is quite funny, but he doesn't realize I have all the receipts. So he's actually lodged something in a Queenstown civil court case against me, and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do all the paperwork. I've already done the paperwork. I just need to present it in a way that can go to the courts. But I can't believe that this guy is actually going to, he's trying to get this information removed, but he has no idea of the intel that I have of what he's done. He's actually set up 3 companies claiming these are testimonials. Absolutely incredible. So that's something that's going down at the moment. Now, this is what I've been working on at the moment. In case you don't know, I do drop shipping for a living, and I set up brand new drop shipping websites for people. And this is one that we've just finished off, and it's called Wheelie. Wheelie good, eh? Wheelie.co.nz. And this is a brand new website, which has got around about 350 products in it. I teach people, I coach people on how to do drop shipping. So I might have actually already sold this one, but this is a typical website that we do. So if you aren't familiar with it, we basically have suppliers. Most of the products come from China. We might have bike computers, hand grips, bags, and you click on bags, and then there's all these different types of bags. People can purchase them. The website's still operational. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. So I've just finished this website, uploaded it for sale today. I'll let you know how it goes. But if you went to theheck.com, you'll see one of the blogs on the homepage is about Wheelie. Wheelie. And if you go there, available now. And then you come down here and there's a whole video. This is me when I'm in serious mode. Oh, there we go. The Heck, the drop shipping strategist. We've just put together a shop. We don't think it's going to last long on the internet because it's such a goodie. It's really appealing and it might be right up your alley. So let me introduce what we actually do. We create drop shipping websites. So it's quite funny because when people inquire from our advertising about buying one of those sites, I often send them back a link, and in the link it says Danny the Heck, crypto Ponzi scheme avenger, scam buster. And I often wonder if that scares some people off, but most people go and watch my videos and then they see that it's connected to my YouTube channel and the like. So I don't know how it works, but I'm assuming that somebody may actually go watch a video, right? And then they're watching this video, for tuning in, all about drop shipping. And then they come down here and they see, look, this video, it's actually got 21,000 views. This is because people hack my YouTube channel and they send fake traffic to videos trying to discredit me with YouTube. It's quite crazy. But anyway, I didn't have 21,000 people view this one, but I just noticed that's one of them. Full transparency here. And then you click on, who's this crypto Ponzi scheme avenger guy? And you come here. And before you know it, you're now on the Crypto Ponzi Scheme YouTube channel and you see him busting all these scams. And then all of a sudden, most people think because you're busting scams, you're a scammer. Maybe this guy's been brought up in a religious cult. you know, what's this guy's why? You know, oh, I see what he's doing. They think, they go, oh, he's making all this money on his YouTube channel. And that's what he's doing. And you're going, oh, okay, then. So I like being transparent. People often say to me, how much money do I make? I often say $300 or $400. At the moment, because I've been doing Christopher Diego stuff, I don't think I can actually bring that up safely. I'll just have a wee look and see if I can bring it up over here and drag it over. 1 second, please, caller. Let's see, analytics. Let's go analytics. Yeah, so there you go. So if you ever wonder how much money Danny makes, let's see if we are the next. Verify it's you. Oh, I've got to verify it's me. Can you believe this? Hold up, 1 minute, please, caller. 1 minute. Oh, this might not work. Let's see what we've got. Hi, Danny. Just verifying I'm me. How's that work? Oh, I've used my fingerprint. God, there's so much. Because so many people are trying to hack my website at the moment and hack everything I've got. It's just, I'm so glad that I used two-step verification and all that sort of carry on. All right, so I'm just being transparent with you guys because people go, oh, what's your hidden agenda? I like to tell people that if I can live on $428, that's my estimated earnings, and it's 88, but there, look at that, 88% more than usual. So normally I say I earn $300 or $400 a month from a YouTube channel. Now I still have to pay tax on that, and I still get, I think they hold back 5% of it when they give it to me. So out of that there, I typically get between $260 and $340 from a YouTube channel a month. And you can see everything. So, and normally the most I've ever had looking at my channel is about 56,000 people. Now I'm 33, so I'm half of what I have been. And also I've got I get about 178 people joining up on my YouTube channel a month. And I've done blogs about my YouTube channel because it's been attacked before. They're always trying to bring down my YouTube channel. That's kind of what we do. But look, if you think that my motive is money, if you think my motive is because my mum don't love me, my motive is because it reminds me of people gaslighting this company here. Look, let's send Chris a text. You watch this. Chris at Goliath Ventures. And you can press continue. And look, now Chris has just received a text on his phone. So I might ring up Chris. That's what I'm going to do right now. I've got Christopher's phone number, and I'm going to ring him up. So let's have a listen. See if I can ring him up. Well, let's go. What have we got? What's his? Oh my goodness, I get all sorts of shit coming in. Anyway, I'm going to ring up Christopher. There he is. And let's see if we can get Christopher to answer the phone. Hopefully you can hear it. I'll ring it. There he goes. Can you see that? You can. See if Chris answers the phone. He's probably watching right now. He's probably got me on the big screen. Hi, Chris. Answer your phone, mate. It's ringing. So I'm ringing Christopher. I know it's his phone number because we've found it twice on the internet when he was selling teeth whitening. He used to sell teeth whitening. Oh, Christopher's too scared. He never answers my phone call. I feel like love. But anyway, he would have just received a text from his own system. And as I said earlier on, we used to be able to click login. So if you're an investor at the moment and you don't know how to get to the login page because I've removed it, just reach out to me. If you are an investor and you want to speak to us, we will keep it confidential. We're not here to out anybody. If you want to become an informant, that's even going to be better. We'll definitely keep you. If you want to be in contact, if you're an investor and you want to be a whistleblower, you can reach out to me and I'll put you in touch with the head of this investigation is actually Homeland Security. And we do have contacts and we can get your contact information and they will contact you. So don't sit there on the fence, ladies and gentlemen, thinking I won't do anything. Don't be intimidated by the cease and desist letters that Christopher has sent out people telling them that if they speak, he will take them to court. We can protect you from that because we will keep your identity 100%. So this is an active investigation by 6 different government agencies. I keep forgetting to say 6 different government agencies. This company does not do what they claim they do. They do not have Bitcoin mining. Anybody who's sitting here, even the guys, the naysayers in the old channel room, that can prove that Christopher has anything to do with Bitcoin mining, show us the evidence. Liquidity pools. Now, we've done videos explaining how liquidity pools work, and to get 4 to 8% return for people's investments using liquidity pools is not mathematically impossible. So blockchain technology, well, maybe you could narrow that down a little bit, Chris, because whatever that means, it's using understand in stocks. What is the blockchain? So he's talking about the blockchain. Factors to consider when investing on blockchain stocks. So that's where his potential risks involved investing in blockchain. No, there's no risks because this guy is offering you insurance. So how does that, why invest in blockchain? Well, it's the fastest growing industry in the world. Look, Warren Buffett has said some really cool stuff in the past, and you can see who's been swimming naked when the tide goes out. I absolutely love that expression. Anyway, we got back, going back to LinkedIn just for the rounder up. You can see that we've got some good impressions coming through our content. Do check us out on LinkedIn. But this one here is probably the one that I think is the best post we've had on LinkedIn. It was, it's been edited. Have a look at my LinkedIn. But this is jaw-dropping announcement stuff. Make sure you're connected to us on LinkedIn. Most of the Goliath boys have blocked us for some reason, but this is brilliant. And this is what I'm all about.
Hundreds of millions of dollars. You really trust these guys? You know Chris. But do you know his past? Before he gained control of your funds, he was involved in Trader's Domain and My Liquidity partner, 2 big financial scams, combined losses, hundreds of millions in investor funds scammed.
Right, so Christopher was involved in 2 massive Ponzi scheme scams that lost hundreds of millions of dollars for investors. And now he's running a legitimate company. Is that what your brain is telling you? You can still get your money out. So you're not concerned. Have you tried to get your money out? Why would you keep your money with Goliath Ventures? Why? Why would you risk your life savings with Christopher, who's popping champagne like it's popcorn? That costs, he spent $100,000 on alcohol in one event. $100,000 on alcohol in one event. And you want to keep your money with this guy because you think that Chris is good to go, bro. Listen to the next paragraph.
But that's just the beginning. Nick Petrillo, the Chief Operating Officer of Goliath Ventures. The title sounds impressive, doesn't it? Here's the truth Goliath doesn't want you to know. Nick Petrillo was named in a federal indictment. The charge, multi-million-dollar fraud back in 2018.
Yeah, right. So, 2000. So, did you hear that, guys? If you're an investor and you're thinking, oh, well, Nick's not running the show. Nick is running the show.
Now consider this. The man managing your savings was fired from In-N-Out Burger for theft, and then was involved in 2 large financial scams, but you trust him with your hard-earned money? Meanwhile, his right-hand man, named in federal fraud charges.
Yeah, so let's have a listen to that. So let's just go back to Danny DeHeck. And this in the chat room, if you just search Danny DeHeck on LinkedIn, reach out to me on there. Now, this is the United States fraud claims. This is Nick. He's in here. So here's the whole court case. I'm not going to read it through to you. Oh, what the heck? Let's read it through. Let's get this home to you. Let's get this home to your brain. This is the guy that's running Goliath Ventures. This is the court case. Listen to this.
Tampa, FL, United States Attorney Maria Chapa Lopez announces today that Trinity Medical Pharmacy, LLC, TMP, and several of its principals have agreed to pay the United States $2,244, $270.14 to resolve allegations that TMP violated the False Claims Act by knowingly billing TRICARE and other government programs for claims generated by illegal kickbacks and by knowingly omitting material information from TMP's application to become a certified express scripts provider. The settlement relates to TMP's marketing and sale of compounded medicine that should be uniquely tailored to an individual patient's need, and is often extremely expensive. Between 2013 and 2015, TMP, formerly located in Newport Richey, billed TRICARE seeking millions of dollars in reimbursement for compounded medicine.
Right, I'm not going to read all that because I don't think I need to. This is here, look, the National Sales Director. Listen to this. Listen to this.
National Sales Director, and Nicholas Petrillo was the National Account Director and top sales representative.
Sound familiar? Look, guys, somebody was asking why I call myself a cult survivor, and that's because I was brought up at the age of 22. 23, I got kicked out of the Jehovah's Witness religion. I was brought up in the religion from the age of 2.5 years of age. I used to knock on people's doors. I used to knock on their door, and they would say, hello, and I'd go, hi, I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses calling in your neighborhood today. And they would say, I'm not interested. And I would say, are you not interested in Jehovah's Witnesses, or is it religion? Because I know religion's responsible for a lot of the mayhem that's going on in the world today. And they would politely say, no, I'm not interested in religion in general. And I could say, I understand that. And then I'd go into what I just said. But I used to overcome all those obstacles. That was the techniques we used to learn in the Jehovah's Witness organization. Some people might say Jehovah's Witnesses isn't a cult. Well, it is. It was started by a guy by the name of Charles Taze Russell. there was actually, I think, about 5 or 6 of them that used to meet and do Bible study together. And from that one meeting, 3 major religions were actually started. And that's how the religions got hold. So yes, I am a cult survivor, but just because I'm a cult survivor doesn't mean I'm a pussy. No, I don't really mean that. What I mean is I don't like it when people say I have a chip on my shoulder. I'm very savvy, very sensitive when it comes to the terminology used about the religion. I know the religion well, and I'm now brave. I'm a better person, stronger person. I have a voice. I don't sit here in the corner sucking on my thumb, concerned about my welfare or my state of mind. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm actually a warrior. I'm a soldier. I'm in the trenches. I fight these bastards. I'm not going to have somebody come along and gaslight me, tell me a bunch of lies. I'm going to ask those questions. And I'm pretty sure that 80% of people who have thrown their money into the Ponzi scheme of Goliath Ventures haven't asked the questions. One investor that invested $500,000, and he said, prove it. I need rock solid evidence that it's not a scam. And I said, well, why don't you give me evidence that it is a safe, sound investment? You know what they said? I don't understand that crypto stuff. That's why they use all those big words, blockchain, smart contracts, or I don't even know the big terminology, but liquidity pools. What the hell is a liquidity pool? Well, apparently you give somebody your money. Now, if it was so bloody good, why did Christopher, when he claimed the other day in a video that he actually listed 2 of his companies publicly, and that's where he got his money, and then he invested his own money in his own company, and then he started spreading the word to his friends and family because they have a private equity company. I mean, does that sound normal? Does that sound good? It's crazy. And this is the problem that I have, is these people gaslight people with these stupid things that people don't understand. They give over their money because their mate who recommended it to them also gave over his money. And because he's doing it, I'll do it. I mean, have you ever heard anything so ridiculous? Now, go back to your mate and ask your mate, how do I get my money out of this one? And he'll go, oh, you've been listening to those videos. Don't listen to that guy. He's got issues. His mum doesn't love him. He used to be a cult survivor. He's an ex-Jehovah's Witness. He's in New Zealand. He doesn't make any money from his YouTube channel. He's the nobody. I'm in everything. I'll be everything. But I'm the guy that busted a $500 million scam. That speaks volumes. Hey, hope you've enjoyed my day today. Thank you for all those people that have been in the chat room supporting me, and all the ones that have been trying to tell me that my mum doesn't love me. I love you. All right, we'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. And remember, I won't be here for a wee while, not because I've been stopped, because that's what people think if you disappear off the internet for a while. I actually just have another thing I need to do for the next 5 or 6 days. So I'll see you when those days are up. I just needed to give you a video so you know where I've been and what's happening. And hopefully you've kept up with date with the latest Goliath Ventures Inc. Now, there's some really exciting stuff coming out, and you just need to stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date. Thanks very much, guys. Love you all. I really do. And you know that this what I do is my everything. And like a lot of other YouTubers, Queen of Karma's in here at the moment. She puts everything into her YouTube channel. We have a small voice, but boy, a mighty loud voice. And we're here to expose anyone that's trying to manipulate anybody for selfish gain. And that really puts it in a nutshell. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Love you all. Thank you very much.